Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back. So in this video I'm going to be comparing the LTD ec-1000 Fluence to the Gibson Les Paul Studio Faded. These are both 2018 models, I believe. Yep, both 2018 models. And they look very similar, but they are very different, and I want to talk about them. So hey, if you guys love guitars as much as I do, if you want to see product reviews like this, if you want to see someone building a guitar, working on guitar, talking about the guitar industry, and just anything guitar related, hit that subscribe button, because I got a lot of videos coming up. I got a lot planned, and if at any point in this video you like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop me a comment. If you don't like what you see, drop me a comment, let me know why. Maybe I can grow from it. Maybe you're just an asshole. I don't know. So let's get into this, dude. ec-1000, very different. Let's explore why. So obviously they're both single cuts. They both have dual humbuckers. They both have a tunematic bridge and a stop bar tailpiece. They both even have similar headstock shapes and even similar inlays on this. One might think that this is just a cheap import ripoff of a Les Paul, but it's not. It is a modern take. It is a modern metal take on a traditional design, which is the Gibson Les Paul, and I think it pulled it off very well, and I want to show you why. So first, you know, the shape they modified to make their own. We've got the sharp point on here versus the rounded point on a Gibson. I think this looks bitchin'. This looks just freaking awesome, dude. Love the way this thing looks. So looks for this one, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10. You know, even a nice Les Paul standard, this looks beautiful. This is a really nice looking guitar, but it doesn't look metal. You know what I mean? Like, it looks traditional, and oh, dude, I've had wet dreams about this thing. I love this guitar, but if I'm gonna be on stage playing metal, it's definitely gonna be this. And it's not just for the looks. The weight. First of all, the body thickness on this. Let's compare to the Studio, because these are in the same price range. I just wanted to show you the standard. Let's see how I could do this. Flip this over without damaging anything. Body thickness, I don't know how well this is working, dude. Totally different. The Les Paul is way thicker in body thickness and in neck thickness. They call this a U-shaped neck. It's a very consistent radius, very, like, I would call it like a C, or the very bottom of a U where it's round, I guess. I don't know. It's very just round. It's like somebody took sandpaper on the bottom of it, and yeah, so super thin body, super thin neck. Neck joint's a little better. At least it's smooth. It doesn't have this obnoxious this going on. And it's a little lower, so you do have a little more lower fret access. And because the body is thinner, when you're up on the higher frets, you know, you can actually wrap your whole hand around this thing like it's a really thick neck. On a Les Paul, especially a standard, you can't do that, really. You just, it's way too uncomfortable. So you've got to remove your thumb out of the equation and just free ball it, dude. Just free ball it. And it's kind of the same on a Studio, because it's still kind of thick, and you've got this weird area right here of this that I just don't feel like, I feel like this is for my baby girl hands. It's just, I just gotta take my thumb off if I'm gonna, you know, hit these notes. So there's that. Comfort, playing comfort, ease of comfort, that's what we're gonna call it. Ease of playing, that's what we'll call it. 10 on this, pretty low on this. I think, you know, the most significant difference between the two is this kind of gets out of your way when you're playing. It lets you just play, where this has a little more personality. It wants to fight you a little bit. It wants to beat you up. And yeah, it fights a little bit, and this is much easier to play. That's for sure. But you, with that character, you are rewarded with a different experience. So it's not bad that this is harder to play. It's just different. It's just a different experience. You can definitely play faster, more comfortably, and for longer on this than you can one of these. And this neck is the slim taper. I don't know if they call this the 60s neck or just the slim taper on this one, but it's definitely thinner than a standard, you know, like 50s style Les Paul, that's for sure. Not nearly as thin as, like, it's not like ESP or Ibanez or Jackson Status. It's not that thin, but it's pretty thin. It's pretty comfortable. And it's got a little different shape. It's a little flatter in the middle. It's got a little taller, you know, wider shoulder on it, you know, like the Jackson or the Ibanez type neck. I think it's really comfortable. I actually find a little thicker necks a little more comfortable for me. So, yeah, the weight's a little more. Standing up, definitely fatiguing on your shoulders after a while. Sitting down doesn't make a difference. Jimmy Page did it. Slash does it. Man up, dude. You can handle it. You know what I mean? So I'm not too worried about the weight. I don't really care. I'm not in a band. I don't play live in front of millions of people, or at all. I don't care about the weight. Maybe you do. Maybe that's important to you. I actually prefer a little heavier guitar because it feels like I'm holding something substantial, something real. Sustain on a Gibson, on these Gibsons, is better than this LTD. I only have these ones to compare them to. I don't have, you know, a warehouse full of 100 of these that I can find the very best one, the very most resonant one. And this is the only ESP single cut I've ever played, so I don't know. But I will say that I think because these bodies and necks are thicker, that you get a little bit more sustain out of them. And that's definitely the case here, because this is the thinnest one, has the least sustain. This is the medium one, has the medium sustain. And this is the Big Daddy BBC that's got the most, by far. This thing just rings for days, dude. Just goes. Still going. You can't hear it, but I can feel it. It's still going. Still going. It's nuts. I love this thing. So yeah, that's pretty much the basic differences, you know. This one's easier to play, looks a little more metal, has very cheap electronics. You can replace those. That's not that hard. It's not that expensive either. It's a good skill to have and learn how to solder. Lighter, a little more comfortable. And big fat frets, which make it very easy to bend. You don't feel the fretboard at all when you're bending. So, where this one, the new Les Paul standard has thinner frets than this one, or shorter. And I can feel the fretboard when I'm bending it. I haven't decided if I like it yet or not. It's definitely not a, you know, I'm not going to be playing Jason Becker stuff or anything like that on it. But Randy Rhoads did it on his custom. I'm sure that had tiny frets on it too. The studio, I don't really feel the fretboard. I feel like I'm just, yeah, I'm just barely touching it. So by the time this thing needs a level, probably refret it to the jumbos. But that's basically it, man. This one's got character. It's got heritage and authenticity. Beyond that, this one's easier to play. So let's go into some couple sound samples, and we'll call it a video. How about that? So here we go. All right, my dudes. So I recorded some clips on my computer. I just whatever came out, and I'm reamping them through my DSL 401. Here's the settings, if you can see them. It's on the green channel, the first overdrive channel. It has the stock speaker. I'm using an SM7B mic with the low cut filter and mid boost not engaged. And I'll just be adding just a tiny bit of EQ and a tiny bit of compression and maybe a little overdrive on the more distorted parts, just to make it sound a little bit better. This is not the best sounding amp in the world. I'm not the best player in the world, far from it. But you get the idea. I want to show you the difference between the way the two guitars sound. We've got active and passive pickups, so that's a interesting thing. They're both in drop D, and they're both have the same strings and string gauges on them. So yeah, I did the best I could with what I got. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys think I could have done this part better or know of a better way for me to do this, let me know. This is only my 4th video on this channel, and I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So let me know if there's ways you think I can improve. Thanks for watching.